What's up, guys? My name is Jennifer Gonzalez, and I will be performing a monologue from Alex Alpharoe's adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, where I was casted as Tybalt. I can tell by the lack of bass in that tone, those baby nuts alone belong to a fool of the House of Montagues. Get my filero. How dare this pinche leva come here thinking he can hide behind shades and cloth that cover his face only to start shit and degrade our celebration with this petulant pestilence of a presence? Ahora, on the strength of our family, it is not a sin for me to kill him.
It's Maca Magic. You are now going down the rabbit hole.
What is up, everybody? Annibal the Animal here, and you are watching Silo Talk Podcast. Today, we have an actress in the house. We have Miss Jennifer Gonzalez. She is currently working on her solo performance that she's going to be performing at the Hollywood Fringe Festival. So welcome her to the show.
Hi, thank you for that.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you.
How's your day going today, Jennifer?
It's going really good. It's been chill.
Hell yeah. You did an amazing performance right now from the adaptation of Romeo and Juliet by both of our acting coach, Alex Alpharoe. So huge shout out to Coach Alex.
Hey.
Thank you for allowing us to express ourselves authentically as actors. So I actually met you just a few days ago, pretty much, like a week or two ago, because I started taking one-on-one private acting lessons with Alex, and you're also one of his students. So how long have you been in the arts, and more specifically in acting? When did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
So pretty much my whole life, I've always wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
I remember being 5 and like watching all these young artists that were like my age or like older teenagers, kids, people that I looked up to.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to do it. They just really inspired me to want to become something with performing.
Yeah.
And then it just really didn't happen until I got older. After I graduated high school, I had like a little realization. I'm sure we get those a lot.
Yeah, they come.
Yeah. And then I joined some background stuff, and that's where I met Bernice Valle From the Streets to the Sets. You are a management.
Oh yeah. Huge shout out to Bernice.
Yes. Underrepresented artist. Yes. It's been really amazing becoming of what I'm doing now. I started off really shy. I still am shy till this day, as you could see, but there's something about performing that takes that shyness away, and I just become something else.
Yeah.
And it just happens. I don't know who that is, and I know it's me, but I'm still like, who is that?
It's a different version of you. So what I tell people is that your art form will heal you, and it will heal others.
Yes.
And whatever your art is, you have to express it to the world as your own therapy, and also as a form to help others that are out there. So there's a lot of kids out there that, see TV, they see these musicians, they see all of these things, and they aspire, to be one of these, but inside they have the same thing that you do. They're shy. They feel fear, and what makes someone a hero is someone that is willing to, go past the fear and still pursue something that to others might seem a little crazy, or it might seem unrealistic. It might seem, like, why are they doing that? But to the artist, it is a form of therapy, So when I am able to act authentically, I feel like this weight is lifted off of me. It's like a catharsis, I feel it's like after you cry, you feel like I needed to let that out.
Yeah.
So when you act, I feel the same thing. Like I needed to let that out. So when you were younger, you said you looked up to some people. Was it film? What type of acting did you look up to, and is that what you're doing now?
Yeah, it was a lot of like just Disney stuff, Nickelodeon things that I would see.
There you go.
Things like that. And I would see them doing like these really out of pocket things that are so fun, like swimming in chocolate or like anything like that had a child's attention. And I was just like, I want to swim in chocolate.
Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah.
You know, the film world is magic. Whatever can come to your mind, you can create it on film, you know. And it's funny that you mentioned that Disney, because one of the questions that I ask all of my guests is I tell people that I'm a genie, you know, and it's kind of, I say it in jest, you know, but at the same time, there's a deeper meaning to why I say that, because the genie, do you know the story of the genie?
No.
So everybody's seen Aladdin.
Of course.
You know, it's one of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah, it's great.
But the story of the genie is that he gives you unlimited wishes. It's not 3 wishes, it's unlimited. But the issue with the wishes is that they are a double-edged sword. So what that means, like I had told you before we hit record on these, I said your blessing is your gift, you know, and that's the same thing with your wish. So I've wished for a lot of things in my life that I actually got. And then when I got them, I was like, holy fuck, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know? So it's very, you have to be very careful with what your wishes are. You know, some people say, I wish for all the money in the world. And then they become these hermits, and they become these people that are like money hungry, and they destroy their life, and they isolate themselves from the world, and they become depressed. And there's many people that, to you, it might seem like they have everything, right? They're rich, they're successful. And then they end up, you know, ending their life. And people are like, why did they do that? Like, I'm a musician, and some of my favorite musicians in the world have, you know, ended their life because it didn't matter. It didn't matter how much wealth they had. They still couldn't find something that made them want to leave, you know? So, I'm going to ask you, if you had 3 wishes, you know, and you could wish for anything, what would be your first wish? And you don't have to answer now. You can say, hey, let me think about it, and we could go back later on in the episode. But if you have something, go for it.
Well, for starters, I'm going to just give you one for now. I would say like full confidence to be able to just do the things I want without having any like insecurities to set me back.
Yeah.
So that's one for now.
Do you think you know where the insecurities come from?
Yeah. I just, to be honest, till this day, I do it a lot less, but I still sometimes care about how I look or what people will think about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normal human behavior, you know, is how other people will judge you.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to not have that, you know, it's part of the ego, and it's very difficult to get rid of your ego completely. You know, there's like shamans and like gurus and all these people that spend their whole life trying to find peace within themselves and no longer worry about their ego. So I understand that struggle, you know, and the way I kind of look at it is, it's kind of important to have a little bit of that, you know, to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Like if you absolutely didn't care at all, then you'd probably be like some crazy homeless person, you know, that doesn't care about anything. But you have to also be at a place where you're comfortable in your own skin. So I see a shitload of correlations between the arts, acting, and combat, the martial arts, you know, fighting. Yeah. So in fighting, one of the hardest things to do is to be relaxed. But once you're relaxed, you are actually able to perform at a super, super high level without getting tired as fast, and you're quicker, you're more effective compared to someone that's very stressed and very tight. The punches are too slow, the kicks are too slow, and they're not as effective, you know, and then you get super tired super quick. And as I've been, you know, working with Alex, I've been realizing that I have to apply that same concept with acting.
Yeah.
And it's so tough because as soon as I get the scenes and the lines and action, all I'm thinking about is like, how am I looking? Am I saying this right? How does he think I'm performing? I'm and then I'm in my head, you know, and once I'm in my head, then it looks like shit on.
Get out of your head.
Yeah, get out of your head. So let's talk about that. How did you connect with Alex? And what was your journey like? Cause you came out on the adaptation that he created of Romeo and Juliet, and you were casted as Tybalt.
Yes, that's right.
And he kind of explained that to me a little bit. So it was like a acting course that then you had to audition for the roles on that play, or how did that work? Tell us a little bit about it.
So the classes that I'm currently taking with him are called No Fronts Actors. Sorry.
Yeah, the No Fronts acting.
The No Fronts Actors Workshop. Yeah. And then it pretty much started like they wanted to create something for people that really don't have many opportunities to get into places like these. Like where I'm from East LA, and
Me too.
Yes.
Represent.
Yes. And like a lot of the people that are a part of his program, well, we started out as from the streets to the set.
Yeah.
And they brought us out from here.
Okay.
And a lot of the people have been incarcerated from the streets. You know, they've had a hard life. They've had different experiences of living, and they pretty much just wanted a second chance to be something and do something that they've never experienced before. And this is that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just met up with Bernice actually a few days ago, on last Tuesday it was, and she told me her story, and she told me her vision of what she's doing with URA.
Yes.
And you know, her working with Alex, and I back everything that she's doing, because I'm the same. I'm Mexican American. I'm first generation Mexican American. My parents were born in Chihuahua in Mexico, and I was born in East LA, nice. You know, and born and raised out here. So I'm hood as fuck too, you know, and I lived a hard ass life too. And I know the struggle of my people, and I am here for me and for my people, for my family, my immediate family, and then my community. And my community is Chicano Hollywood. You know, this is the people that I represent. It's our stories, it's our art, it's our essence in what we do. You know, no one else is going to tell our stories as good as us.
That's exactly true. Actually, the thing about that is, a lot of the times when they put people on these films, they have them like with fake tattoos, and like they're not really authentic.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do is get the authenticity of like where we came from and bring it to the industry. So it's not anything so fake. It's like just real stories, and we want to make it as raw as possible, because what they put out there is not as real as they make it seem. It's very it's just not. It's not us. Yeah,
yeah. And like I said, there was this line that I can't remember who said it, but they said, if you're going to be writing the story of your life, make sure that you're holding the pen. So what that means to me is like, nobody's going to tell my story as good as me. No one's going to. So initially, the reason why I started working with Alex is because I'm currently in the process of making my first featured film. So I'm writing it, you know, and I'm creating this thing, and I'm packaging it. And I've developed these characters, and every single one of these masculine archetype characters, a part of me is in these characters, you know, and I'm a purist. You know, I want my project to be so moving that when anybody leaves the theater or the film ends in their home, they are captivated and moved by this film, that they must transform their life, you know? Yeah. And in order for me to do that, I need to make sure that the people that are cast for this film can authentically represent that. And I said, who the hell else can represent that more than me? Yeah. You know, I am these characters. So I am doing the work of my life. I am putting in everything into this, you know, because I believe in it. Yeah. And Alex is a big role in that. So initially I connected with Johnny Murillo with Chicano Hollywood on this vision. And I went to one of the training events that they had at the Quixote Studios in Pacoima. And Alex was actually he was the one that was instructing the acting class. And then Abraham Martinez, which is an amazing DP. He's done a bunch of stuff. Queen of the South, Cobra Kai, all kinds of stuff, Transformers, you name it, he's done it. He was doing the cinematography side, and they had a bunch of other people doing the writing courses. And that was my first experience in acting. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. It started to build my confidence, because I also have those same paradigms that you have. You know, where I felt like, man, what if I'm not good enough? Mm-hmm. What if they make fun of me? What if this fails? What if? But what I started to do was I started to shift my thinking to, what if I do make this? Yeah. What if this becomes a mega success and this is a catalyst to what's to come? What if I change my life? What if? And those words, what if, are very powerful.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how did you connect with Bernice? How did that happen? Did you Does she find you on a set where you were doing back, what is it called, extra work, or what happened there? What was that story?
That's pretty much how it happened. So I was on set for background for this TV show, and I believe that you got to talk to people while you're there to like get to know them, network a little, because if you're not talking to people, then you're kind of just going to stay in one spot. You have to open yourself up. So I was talking to her brother. We were just having a conversation, and I told him how I was just doing background there, and he's like, oh, you should talk to my sister, which is Bernice.
Yeah.
And then I was so nervous, and I'm like, I'm just going to go up to her. I'm going to talk to her. Whatever. So I went, and I told her, like, oh, I'm looking for more work. Like, I'm looking to be in more background work. And then she's like, okay, give me your Instagram. And I gave her my Instagram. And the first thing that she actually got us on was SWAT.
Oh, really? You were on the show?
Yeah, I was on
that's awesome.
SWAT. And that was a really nice experience. She had to get like over 100 real authentic like homies.
Yeah.
And she got them all. Like she got all of them. And it was really cool.
Is your title a homie number 4 or something? No. What's your title?
I'm like the one with the red bandana.
That's funny. Chola number 3.
Yeah. But she got 100 people for that all by herself. And we just grew together without knowing what we were getting ourselves into, because she was also just starting around that time. And I've watched her grow. She's watched me grow. We just put our all in because this is something we really trusted and believed in about each other.
Yeah.
And it's been a really great experience. I've opened up so much. I'm talking more. I'm not as quiet as I used to be. I just feel a lot more better about myself with what I'm doing. And I feel like she's really making a change with what she's doing with this management, with this program.
Yeah.
Because she's all about the people.
Yeah.
She's all about the people.
Yeah, like I was telling you, growing up in a certain environment, what it'll do, like Alex teaches this, your body is your instrument, right?
Yes.
And you receive the world through your senses. You know, I call them antennas. You got 5 little antennas on the top of your head. Your touch, your see, your smell, your hear. What's the other one? I already forgot the other one. See, smell, touch, hear, and feel. There we go. So with your senses and taste, with your senses, you absorb the world, and from that you create what's called a paradigm. You know, a paradigm is your view of the world, and the problem is that you are just a person in a small environment. You know, have you ever traveled much?
I actually recently just started traveling because I was really afraid to fly, and my first trip was to Seattle last year.
The world is huge.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of cultures. There's a bunch of different food, music, people, you name it. It is very, 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 very big. And the problem with most of us is that we are conditioned to our environment. So if you grew up and your parents are, divorced and abusive, and you're surrounded by gangbangers and drugs and craziness, and that's all you see, then that's all you believe you're gonna stick around with, right? But in order for you to break free of that paradigm, you have to open your horizons. You got to open your mind into different ways. You have to experience. So I put myself in positions to experience new things so that I can authentically tell them later, and I love interviewing people because I get to capture a little bit of their essence as to why they do what they do. Mm-hmm. So then I can then take that and show it to the world in an extraordinary way. Yes. What the film world is, they're regular stories told in an extraordinary way.
Yeah.
And I like to do that by capturing characters, people. I think in everything, in fighting, why do people go watch these fighters? It's the freaking characters. Why does Conor McGregor get paid, $20 million for a fight while his opponent gets paid, $10 million? Because he's a character, because people want to see him win and people want to see him lose. Why does, Jennifer Lopez make, $20 million a film while another actress makes, 500,000?
Yeah.
Because she's a character. So you have to develop your own character in order for you to be able to grow your brand. So my first question is why? Why did you decide that you wanted to do acting?
Well, I had a fear of it in the beginning, and I like to do things that I'm afraid of. So I decided I just wanted to step out of my comfort zone And with my experiences, I want to use it to make a difference and to show people that where they came from, like if they came from a place like where I did, that it's not impossible to achieve these things, to get them going. You just have to put your foot in to get it started. And I just want people to see that. And I don't want them to feel like they have to be held back just because of where they came from or who they are, or like how they grew up. Because there's a lot of possibilities and chances for people out there, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Is your family supportive of your choice?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah? That's
Since
good.
the beginning.
That's awesome. Because a lot of people sometimes don't have that, you know, and
Unfortunately.
it doesn't stop you. It just makes it a little harder to get there. It takes longer, you know? Like I tell this story, like, I'm a musician. I play the guitar or the drums. I sing. You give me an instrument, I'll learn it like in a few weeks, you know? So I remember being a kid. And you know, when you're a kid, you always tell your parents like, oh, can you buy me a skateboard? Can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? And half the time they're like, no, because they don't think the kid is serious. You know, they think like, I'm going to spend all of my hard earned money on something that he's going to use once or twice. And then he's just going to leave it there, or he's going to break it. And it's just going to be a waste of time, you know? So I remember telling my mom, can you buy me a guitar? Buy me for years, like years that went on, you know? And then finally, I think I was like, 14 or something, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna buy you this guitar, but this is the last gift I'm gonna get you for the rest of your life. Oh, no. She told me like that just to see if I was serious or not, and I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me, like I don't care. And she's like, oh damn, he's serious. So we went to Guitar Center, and I picked out the guitar that I wanted, and I got really good really fast with it, you know. Mm-hmm. And what I tell people is that having people in your life that support you, what that would allow you to do is to get to your goal and to your vision quicker, you know, a lot faster. Imagine I had picked up the guitar when I was 8 instead of 14, you know, that's years lost.
You'd be on stage right now.
I've been on many stages, but yeah, exactly. That's what happens. So to me, mentorship and guidance is so crucial to people's success. Is one of the keys. You know, there's a lot of keys to success. It's not going to make you or break you, but at the same time, it's going to help you get there a lot quicker. So tell us a little bit about some of the mentors in your life that have been, you know, guiding you, and what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned from them? Okay.
Well, I'm going to start like with my parents. Like they've raised me, they mentored me, they showed me like right from wrong. They've always believed in me. They've always taught me like to love myself and be confident with myself. And they've always loved me. So that's something I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And then also with Bernice and Alex, they are also really great mentors in my life. Alex has taught me how to be comfortable in my own skin, like with acting, and like Bernice has taught me like just speak up and don't hold back and just do it. Just put the work in. And what I like about Bernice is like she doesn't mess around. Like if she sees that you're slacking off, she's gonna let you know you're slacking off. Like this is a family that we have. This is not just work and people like coworkers. This is like, if I need someone to talk to, or if anybody in the team needs someone to talk to, we have each other. If someone's going through something, if we notice it, we let each other know, like, I see you're going through it. Like, if you ever want to talk about it, come through, like.
Yeah.
So that's what we have, and that's something that not a lot of managements or teams have, because sometimes if they see that you're down, they kind of like, oh, you're not making me no money, bye. But that's not what this is about. This is about, we want to keep you going strong. Even if it's going to take you a little longer, like we'll give you that space and then come back when you're ready. Yeah. But Alex and Bernice have really been inspiring for that. And I really do appreciate them.
Yeah, they keep you accountable.
Definitely.
You know, keep you accountable for what you said you're going to do. Mm-hmm. So I have coaches in a bunch of different things. You know, I got my Muay Thai coach, I got my jiu-jitsu coach, I got my acting coach, I got mentors in business. I have all kinds of different coaches. And when I come to them, the reason why they mentor me and they say like, oh, yeah, is because I give them my vision. I tell them, this is what I want to accomplish in my life. And it's big. I come with them they're like, holy fuck, okay. Yeah, I'm going to help you. Right. Yeah. But in order for them to help you, they need to see that you're serious about it. You know, like, are you invested in it? Like, how am I going to invest in you if you're not even invested in yourself?
Yeah.
You know, you have to put in the work. You have to put everything on it in order for someone to be like, okay, I'm going to take my time from what I'm doing to help you on your journey, because I see the vision that you've painted, that you've told me, and I see that you're serious about it and that you're putting in the work. And then when you get their guidance, it's like a huge push. They're like, go this direction, go that direction. And like you were talking about just now, networking is so crucial, man, to success. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know, because the right people will connect you to the right people if they feel that you are worthy of it. If not, you're never going to get nowhere. And a lot of it is your intentions. Like, what are you truly trying to accomplish? If your intentions come from a place of me, then good luck, brother. But if your intentions come from a place of us, like you were saying, it's a community, it's a movement, then more people are going to be okay to jump on that bandwagon and create a freaking freight train. So what I'm doing with my life right now is I'm creating a movement. I'm creating a movement of people that want to accomplish more in their life. My movement is called Dreams to Reality. So what I do for a living is I help people turn their dreams into a reality. And the way that I do that is with my art and with my business. You know, so I have my digital marketing business, my photography business, everything that I do is a representation of my art form and my philosophy, and that is to help people turn their dreams into reality, you know, because I know the struggle of being alone and no one helping you. It's a dark world, right? But once you have people behind you, it becomes fun.
Yeah.
It becomes so much fun. When you're in a group full of people that are all like-minded and want to do something great, the energy is just like, whew.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
Just so much more.
Hell yeah. It looked like you wanted to say something.
Oh no, like it's just so much more, like so much more power into it, like so much more that you can do with it without being like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. Like just see the people that are just like you trying to make it and do it. It's so much more empowering.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us, what has been for you anyways, what has been some of the hardships that you had to kind of overcome to get to the place where you're at now? You already talked a little bit about, you know, having to overcome your shyness, which apparently you're still working on.
Oh yeah. Can you tell, guys?
It's all good, you know, and, everybody has a burden to bear. You know, I've lived and died many times, you know, so I've lived some crazy shit in my life. And through that pain and suffering, I have learned lessons. And through those lessons, I have molded the person that I am today. So I'm always curious in finding out what other people have gone through and what lessons they've learned from them. So what are some of the hardships that you have to overcome?
My emotions, for sure. Cause like I've always been like a huge crybaby, and like I wasn't able to speak up or talk about how I feel without crying. And even now it's kind of like that, but I have more control with it.
Yeah.
And just like not procrastinating. Procrastination was one of my biggest problems. I would only procrastinate though, but because I didn't believe in myself. So that's a lot that has changed within myself. Like when I first started my acting classes, I would go in front of the stage, and before saying anything, I'd start crying. Or I'd start laughing or crying and laughing at the same time and like pacing, because I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I don't know what to do with how I feel. But I learned to control my emotions a lot more than I ever have. And
how did you do that?
With the help of Alex.
This is very important, you know, because the transition from boy to man, child, you know, to adult, to become a full person. The way I look at it is you have to be in control of your emotions.
Yes.
You can't let your emotions control you. And your emotions are a chemical that is produced in your brain, right? And your amygdala and your hypothalamus. It produces these neuropeptides that are emotions. You know, so if you're thinking of something sad, your brain will produce in your hypothalamus neuropeptides that will then bind to your receptor cells that will make you feel sad, because that's what you're thinking about. You're watching a sad, you see someone crying, you connect to that, you think about other sad shit and you start crying. If someone comes and pushes you, your brain releases a different neuropeptide, and now you're feeling angry, right? And so you can actually control with your thoughts and with your mind your emotions, your chemicals that are produced in your brain. And it's very difficult, especially when you're younger, to be able to control that. But as you get older, you learn different tricks in order to do that, and different tactics. You know, what are some of the tactics that you use to get to that state?
Well, let's say I'm having like an emotional moment. I would just like put on a really good movie that makes me laugh, or I just have to think like, stop thinking like that. And I have to prep myself, like talk to myself to make myself feel good about myself. And I kind of probably will have a cup of tea to relax myself, going for a walk. It's really just about self-love.
Yeah.
Learning to love myself. And I do love myself. And it's something that it did take a while for me to learn. But this acting thing has really taught me and shown me how to work with it, with my emotions.
I'm only 3 classes in, right? With Alex. This is my 3rd class, and you're my dance partner, my acting partner. I know we've been doing some scenes together, and the first thing we did, I had to showcase anger and frustration and sadness, which to me comes very naturally, because I have a lot of rage and sadness and all those emotions in me, but I'm a complete person. I know how to feel joy too. I know how to feel humor. I know how to laugh.
I love to laugh and party, hang out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a complete person. So tapping into those emotions to authentically, do the scene that is in front of us is what you're talking about, being able to pull from that. So I see the strength in acting. And to me, I was talking to my partner about this, that I feel like my acting classes are almost like a form of therapy. Because I've had therapists before, and it's almost a similar feeling when I leave. I'm like, that's a very interesting thing. I'm a very introspective person. So after every class, I go back into my mind and I think of like, what did I learn there? What can I improve on? What everything I'm always in my mind.
Yeah.
I have my headphones on like, I would say like 90% of the day, and I'm either listening to something or I'm thinking of something, because I like to block out the world so that I could be working. I'm always working. I call it the workshop of my mind. Like if I was like a woodworker, my mind would be just filled with like saws and wood and all kinds of crazy shit, because I'm working in there. It might not seem like that to the outside world, but trust me, I'm grinding.
I believe you. I believe it all.
So I'm grinding. So pulling those emotions for all those different scenes is really crucial. And one of the things that I learned in order for me to kind of calm my mind was meditation has really helped me out a lot. It's hard as shit though. Have you ever tried it?
Yes, I do. I sometimes with our friend Blanca from Chola Vision Studios, we do meditations, we'll do yoga, and yoga brings out a lot of emotion, like depending on what parts of your body that you're moving. So I've had some experiences where like I'll move a certain part of my body and it makes me feel like a certain way. And the first time it happened, I was really confused about that. I'm like, why do I feel this way? And then she had taught me that yoga releases different parts of like emotion, anger, sadness. We hold it in different parts of our body. And with that, it's like a really nice way to let it go. Yeah,
there's different forms. The way I tell people is that every substance that you consume will change your frequency. Like Alex was talking to us about this last time, that energy cannot be created. It always is. It can be transferred. You can transfer energy from one thing to another, but it's always there. So the problem with our bodies is that a lot of times the energy gets stuck in a certain place, and in order for you to move it, yoga is one of them, exercising, even fighting is another form of expression. You feel lighter. You feel like you can run because you're breaking free of those little blockages that you have energy wise. But also as far as your food, what you eat and what you consume will change your frequency. So I am a huge proponent of plant medicine. I don't like to consume drugs that put my frequency in a negative state. I want to consume things that'll put my energy in a higher state, higher frequency to help me tap closer to what I call the God source. Because to me, the God source is the source of creation. That is where I pull all of my ideas from. My creative juice, it's not me. I'm just a vehicle, a tunnel. It comes to me. Like I'm not some.
I mean, but it is you. You're the one putting it out.
Yes,
it's all you.
It is because it's part of my experience.
Yeah.
So I am sharing it to the world through my perspective. Like I told you, I'm Mexican American. So I'm gonna share that story. I'm gonna share those are fucking raw shit, right? But the creative juice comes from, I call it the ether. Like it comes from, I don't really know where it comes from.
I can understand that, because that's how I feel like when I'm on stage. Because like this is me now, but when you see me on stage, like it's a whole different vibe. Yeah.
It's there's a lot of words for it. They call it you're in your flow state.
Yes.
Or you're like tapped in. You're tapped in, or whatever. That's like the new cool kids say that, like tap in, homie. They don't even know what they're talking about. But but what it is like you're so into what you're doing that you're no longer thinking. You are doing and you are being.
Yes.
Which is what we are
exactly
aspiring to do. So we are both a proponent of the method, which is what Alex teaches us, or a part of that, which is we are not acting, we are doing and we are being whatever that character is. And in order to do that, you have to really let go. You have to let go. Let go of all of your shit and do the work of your life. Play that character, play that, be that. Is that really what you would say if that was who you were? Or are you just reading a fucking line?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like it is me, which is like a surprising thing, but it's a part of me that I don't really like to release. And when I release it, I'm just like full on in. I can't stop. It just keeps going.
Do you like Marvel, Spider-Man, all that, the metaverse? So we live in a quantum world,
Yes.
So I study a lot of physics, all kinds of shit, quantum physics. There was this movie that I watched when I was like, man, I must have been like a junior in high school. It's called What the Bleep. And the movie is all about quantum physics, and there's a old experiment that they did a long time ago. It's called the double slit experiment. And what they do is that they shoot a single atom, a particle, through a slit, a little hole, and they shoot one at a time through this little slit in this metal thing. On the other side, what you're supposed to see is just a bunch of a line of the atoms that are going through, because it's a particle. A particle is an actual substance. But if you put a wave like a water and you transfer it through there, it creates what's called an interference pattern, because the particles will interfere with each other. So you get actually multiple lines on the back of that page. So the thing is this, when you observe something, it changes. But when you're not looking at something, it's infinite. So what I mean by that is right now, you can become anything.
Oh, yeah.
Today, you can smoke some crack and be a crackhead tomorrow,
100%.
Today, you can say, I decide I want to pledge my life to God and I'm going to be a nun. And I'll see you in a week from now and you're in a full nun outfit and you're a nun.
Yeah.
You can whatever you want. You can identify as being, whatever. You can change. It's infinite. It literally is infinite. So that is what acting is. It's so freaking fun.
Yeah. It's so fun. You're playing.
You're you.
Yeah.
But it is you're like on a parallel universe. In this universe, I am an MMA fighter. In this universe, I am a crackhead. In this universe, I'm a nurse. In this universe, I'm Batman, you know? But it's you.
It's 100% crazy. Me. It's just, whoa.
When I see films on TV and I see these amazing actors, I can see other actors playing that. And I'll be like, oh, you know what? That was great acting by Ben, but I could have totally seen this person doing it.
Yeah.
I could have totally seen, but when you get really good, you see yourself doing that shit.
Oh, wow,
I could have done that. And you actually did. And when you really believe it that much in your mind, there is no difference. There is no difference between authentically believing something and doing it. Even the Bible says it. If you sinned in your mind, you've done it.
Yeah.
So that is the key to becoming an amazing actor is your mind. So when I look at great actors, I connect with them so much because I understand their madness, you know. To the world, we speak gibberish. There's a lot of
madness going on in there, guys.
Yeah, we speak gibberish to the world. The world, when they hear you, like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? But to other creatives, when you speak, they're like, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. So that's what I want to do. I want people to be understood. I want people to be heard, and I want people to be seen, which is why I invited you on this show.
Thank you.
Because I wanted to hear your story. I wanted to understand why you're doing what you're doing, and I want to help you turn your dream into a reality. You know, so what is your ultimate goal? What are your dreams? What are you running after?
I want to be on films. I want to be on television. I have a new love for theater that I never thought I would, because I've never done theater, but with doing Romeo and Juliet Rolling Through East LA, the adaptation that Alex Alpharoe wrote, like, changed my mind about everything. We did 4 different plays. No, 4 plays that were the same, but 4 different nights. And each night felt so different, even though it was the same words that were coming out of my mouth. All the moments were so different.
Yeah.
There was some nights where I felt more anger or like more rage. And I added like different things to the scenes without even noticing, that just made it look so much more authentic, more real.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. I want to keep doing theater. I do want to start writing my own stuff as well. Like,
okay.
I really love horror. I want to be in horror films. I want to create my own horror films.
Do it.
With all my experiences that I've experienced, like, spiritually.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring those on and put them into like short films, maybe a movie, maybe a play with a horror play or something like that. It's just something that I really want to do as well.
Hell yeah. Your wish is my command.
Oh, thank you. I see it already.
That's your second wish? I'm just kidding.
It's going to happen. I don't need a wish on that.
Yeah. So what I tell people is like, there's something called cosmic timing, you know, universal timing, the timing of God. He created the universe according to the Bible in 7 days or 7 periods. It wouldn't be days because the sun didn't exist, right? But 7 days he created the universe. A baby has to be born in 9 months. You know, a plant has a gestation period in order for him to sprout and to blossom. Everything has its time. It's time. Timing is the most important thing in this world. The world was created. When it was created, poof, that's when time was created, right?
Yeah.
So you have to find your timing. My Muay Thai coach, he says it all the time. Rhythm is your friend. Rhythm is your friend. Find your rhythm. Find your rhythm. And for your opponents, what you're trying to do is you're trying to interfere their rhythm, stop their rhythm, so that you can attack with the perfect precision of timing. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are. You have to hit me. And guess what? I'm going to get you, you know, with my perfect timing. And when it comes to acting, it's very similar. It's all about timing. So yes, you are going to accomplish the things that you set out to. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. But guess what? You still have to do the work. You know, you still have to show up for yourself, show up for your visions. And that's the hardest part for me. It's been because I also, my whole life have suffered with, you know, depression, anxiety, the panic disorder, all of these emotional, you know, weight on my back. I call it my monkey on my back. That motherfucker doesn't go away sometimes. Get off me, homie. And I have sabotaged my own success because of those things. So what I have been doing for the last 3 years, I've been walking a path of healing. And as I walk through this path, I'm taking off. Yeah, get off of me, stupid monkey. One finger
at a time.
One finger at a time, removing the mental chains that have been stopping me from fulfilling my own vision, right? And you have the ability to create your own vision. Whatever it is, walk the path. I literally started this with a walk. In order for me to change my life, I went on it was like a 4-hour walk at like 2 a.m. and I walked until the sun rose. I just walked in one direction, didn't even turn back. I just kept walking and walking. And on that walk, what I did was I had to really, really, really reflect on my life, on all the decisions I made. And I had to take 100% accountability for myself. You know what I had to do? I had to forgive everybody that I thought had harmed me. Everyone, whatever harm they did to me, I had to the best of my abilities, forgive them. And I struggle with this every day still. It's not like a one time you're like, I'm done. Yeah. It's a daily battle. You know, I had to forgive them. And then I had to forgive myself from all the stupid shit I've done. I've done a lot of dumb shit, right? I've created my own hell in this earth.
Yeah.
I've created my own heaven. I've created my own hell. I am the creator of this little planet that's called my mind and my life. And then after I did that, I had to decide, what do I want to do? And I said, I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to show the world the gifts that I have. And in that process, I'm going to heal others. Mm-hmm. So that is my message to the world. You can heal yourself. Yes. You can change your life. You can accomplish the goals that you have for yourself, and your dreams can become a reality. And it starts with you taking self-accountability, making decisions that you want, and then creating action towards that. And every day, little by little, boom, 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 your life will transform faster than you think.
And you have a lot of little doors waiting for you.
Yep. And as you start to heal yourself, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start to attract the right people. Mm-hmm. Alex came into your life. Bernice came into your life. You know, you meet all these people. Like, you met me.
Yeah.
I'm just a person that's going to connect you to someone else. I'm like, who knows? You know, a year down the line, we need an actress. I got the perfect person for you. You know, you're doing the right thing. You wouldn't be here on this podcast if you weren't walking the right path, you know, because this place here, the Coin Academy in Pasadena, is all about vibes. You know, Macca, the boy Macca, he's a curator.
Oh, he was so nice. Like, he was very welcoming.
He's a curator. Mm-hmm. That dude is a curator of everything. You know, he curated this place. He's a collector of art, as you can tell from all the stuff that's in here. And he will only bring the right vibes into this place. So you're part of that frequency, you know, and you have to tune in to what you want. Like, if I want to listen to some hip hop, Power 106, you got to tune into that shit, yeah. Right? If I want to listen to some rock, you got to tune into that. So find your rhythm, tune into what you want to do, and take action towards that. So you're going to be performing at the Hollywood Fringe Festival in June. Tell us a little bit about that, and then tell us where we can find you to support you.
Okay, so it's actually going through Alex Alpharoe, my acting coach, your acting coach. He's teaching us right now how to write, and we have to write our own monologues, a 20-minute monologue, and that's going to be the one that we're going to perform on stage. And I really can't wait, because this one is going to be pretty tough, but it's what people need to hear. It's what people need to see, and it's what people need to have an understanding that the topic that I am choosing is very strong and really hard for people to speak about, but they need to hear about it. And as uncomfortable as a topic will be, it's always going to be that way, but it's going to be heard. And I'm going to use this to help people speak up for themselves, because they're afraid to speak up for these things. And I'm not going to talk about what I'm writing yet, because I want to get it done first, and I want people to see it when it happens. But yeah. I'm really excited to put it out there. It's going to, I know it's going to help people. Yeah. And it's going to help myself. And then it's going to have other people realize of what's the topic, like what's going on with it. That's awesome. I can't wait to see the performance. I'm definitely going to go and support you. Thank you. Guys, make sure to follow Jennifer on her Instagram. What's your handle? Jennifer Lisa Gonzalez. Jennifer Lisa Gonzalez. Is there anywhere else that they can find you? You can also follow From the Streets to the Sets, please. That's where you'll see all the work going down. Awesome. Guys, make sure to follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Silo Talk Podcast YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys next time. The grass not as green.